neither the sea nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our power in their foreheads.
And that's why war hasn't happened yet, because the elect are damn near being sealed right now. Once the elect is sealed, then those angels are going to be let loose. Those war angels are going to be let loose. And you're going to see all kind of war activity go on a greater scale, as you see right now. Because right now, if you look at the Israelis and the Iranian government, they are odds against one another. Okay, you also have the problems that are done in Syria. Okay, and it's really just that war, that spirit of war is on the horizon in that region, because the Most High is about to prepare these nations for the prophecy, which is in Joel the 3rd chapter. Okay, so since that we're done with that, go back to Revelation the 9th chapter.
Revelation chapter 9 and 14, saying to the sixth angel which have the trumpet, loose the four angels which are bound in the great river Euphrates.
Which are the same angels represented in Revelation 7 as we just read.
And the four angels were loosed, which were prepared for an hour, and a day, and a month, and a year, for to slay the third part of men.
Right, so when you break it down, the valley of Jehoshaphat, as this brother was reading, is talking about that region. Which the word, when you look up the word Jehoshaphat, Jehoshaphat means judgment, or the judgment of the Most High. Yahweh Shapatya, which means the judgments of the Most High. Okay, go on.
And the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000.
And that's talking about those missiles pursuant to Joel the 2nd chapter. Okay, when you read about Joel the 2nd chapter, and it speaks about how they never lost their ranks, that's what it's talking about, that right there. Go on, brother.
And I heard the number of them, and thus I saw the horses in the vision, and them that sat on them, having the breastplates of fire and of jacinth.
Yeah, jacinth. Right. So there you have it. So John the Revelator was prophesying about this war that he saw in his mind. He probably saw in a more of an holographic vision. He had a holographic vision, and he saw the future before his time.
The prophets, they fell into what you call trance.
Yeah, trance. Yeah.
I believe I'm trying to remember that scripture.
How does it go? I can look it up.
Just look up trance. It's in the it's in Genesis. It's Genesis.
Oh, you're talking about Adam. Adam fell into a trance.
No, I don't think it was that. I don't think it wasn't that.
Oh, Numbers 24 and 4.
Oh, Balak.
Yeah.
I don't think it's that one. I think it's Jacob fell into a trance. And then
because Balaam fell into a trance too, and that's when he received visions.
A couple of times. Yeah.
You know, whether you want to recognize or realize it or not, Balaam was a prophet, but he was an of the chosen nation. But the Most High can set up nations to see visions way beforehand. But that don't mean that they're chosen of God, though.
Yeah.
All right, because when you're dealing with Balaam envisioned that the children of Israel were going to rule over their oppressors and all of the nations. So that's what he saw, and he even said to himself, "I wish I was that nation." When you read the book of Numbers 24, but the point of the matter is the prophets fell into a trance, and he had these holographic visions. We're going to go into that.
This is Hosea 12 and 10, and it says, I have also spoken by the prophets, and I have multiplied visions and used similitudes by the ministry of the prophets.
Yes, so read that again, brother.
I have also spoken by the prophets, and I have multiplied visions and used similitudes by the ministry of the prophets.
And do similitudes, because when you understand something, the prophets had the similar sort of vision. Okay, they saw the same similar thing. They saw the destruction of this world, this age, and the uprising of Jacob. That's what they saw. So when we say that this society is going to be destroyed by way of nuclear destruction and all of that good stuff, right? Then that's what's going to happen. We're not joking around. Okay, but this is dead serious. When we talk about martial law being declared on the streets of Great Britain, that's a serious thing we're talking about.
Don't go into anything to do with trance. I think that's one of the...
You understand what I'm saying? Because what we're doing, we're prophesying. That's what we're doing. So when we say that Yeah, read that, brother. Read that. If you got something.
This is Genesis 15, let me start at verse 11, right? And when the fowls came down upon the carcasses, Abraham drove them away. And when the sun was going down, a deep sleep fell upon Abraham. And lo, an horror of great darkness fell upon him, right? And he said unto Abraham, know of a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years. And also that nation whom they shall serve will I judge, and afterward shall they come out with great substance.
Hey, brother, could I just interject real quick? I have to interject on this because you got a lot of Israelites that is saying that this is talking about the Israelites being in slavery in America for 400 years, when it's not talking about that. That's talking about when we went to Egypt and we were enslaved for 400 years.
Right. So and Abraham saw that. He actually he fell into like a deep sleep came upon him, and the Most High showed him that his descendants, after Isaac, after Jacob, that they would be servants for the children of Mizraim. Okay, for 400 years. Okay, so that's a trance. That's a vision. That's a vision that the Most High had given to Abraham. If you go back to chapter 10.
But yeah, the Bob, you got something to say, man, just speak. You know what I mean? Because the Bob don't normally speak and sing.
This is Acts 10 and 10, and it says, and he became as up from 9, and it says, on the morrow, as they went on their journey and drew nigh unto the city, Peter went upon the housetop to pray about the 6th hour. And he became very hungry and would have eaten, but while they made ready, he fell into a trance. And so heaven opened, and a certain vessel descending unto him as it had been a great sheet knit at the four corners and laid down to the earth.
They keep on.
Wherein were all manner of four-footed beasts of the earth, and wild beasts, and creeping things, and fowls of the air. And there came a voice to him, rise, Peter, kill and eat.
Yeah, and that wasn't talking about food. That was talking about the people that he was going to go into meet, because the other nations are known as beasts. Okay, metaphorically speaking. So you have Christians still read that scripture, no say, see, you can eat pork, you can eat anything you want, because we're not under the law anymore. You have to read it to understand it. Okay?
So it says on Revelation chapter 1, verse 9, I, John, who also am your brother and companion in tribulation and in the kingdom and patience of Yahushua HaMashiach, was in the isle that is called Patmos, for the word of the Most High and for the testimony of Yahushua HaMashiach.
Right.
So he was sentenced there. You go on.
No, because you're reading this thing, so I'm thinking I'm going to break it down. But like I said, like I told you, let him read it. If you're going to break it down, let him read it.
Right.
That's fine.
Okay, Revelation 1 and 9, and it says, I, John, who also am your brother and companion in tribulation and in the kingdom and patience of Yahushua HaMashiach, was in the isle that is called Patmos for the word of the Most High and for the testimony of Yahushua.
Right, so he was sentenced there for doing this work, man. Okay, and that's something, that's a similar persecution that if it does come upon brothers, that's something that we would want to be suffer for, okay, for the word's sake, alright? Alright, we want to suffer for the word's sake, not for fucking guns, man. Alright? You got something?
Yeah. When that happened, Chief Ephraim, yeah?
Yeah.
The Most High, the way I'm just looking at it, speaking as a man, the Most High could make persecution come upon him and all those that took that initiative to do that just for the sake of making them reap what they sow, because some brothers are saying if it comes up it might just come upon him. So don't worry too much about.
And you know too, and you're right.
Yeah.
And I wanna line back on what you're saying, because even in the 2,000 years ago, the reason why the powers that be of Rome was against the Jews, because you have to understand, the Zealots, they started it up.
Right.
They started the fighting against Rome, and then they wound up blaming the Jews all around, declaring them as terrorists. So you might have certain guys in this day and age. They may not be prophets, but they just may be zealots.
Yeah.
They'll just get the fire going, and then before you know it, all hell is going to break loose. And that's when Esau's going to pursue us like the flood pursued to Revelations 12 and 12.
You know what I'm saying? Because Esau wants to blame somebody, man.
Yeah.
He wants to use somebody as a scapegoat. Now they're trying to say, oh, all these hate groups, they're the reason why all this is happening and shit. You know, MS-13, you know, we gotta protect the citizens from all these terrorists, from these people.
And it's not just Jake they're gonna get other Edomites too. That's
anybody that's against, you know, because this guy Trump, he's trying to make it look like he's in the interest of America. He's trying to paint this picture of America, you know, going back to the former glory.
Yeah.
And anybody that stands in opposition to the American glory needs to be disposed of. MS-13, the Black Hebrew Israelites, Islam extremists, post-apocalypto movements. These guys, these preppers, doomsday preppers, Christians. Anybody that's against it, that's not with it, they needs to be disposed of.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's how they're gonna make it, I believe. That's the narrative that they're gonna try and put out. Alright? Because they're pretty much doing it now. Alright? They need to build this wall.
And,
you know, to keep people out.
And if I may, because the chip right now is it's being introduced to the world slowly by slowly. You see videos of it on YouTube every now and again here online, but the people are aware of it, that it's been spoken of in the Revelation, and people, there's a big resistance to the idea of being implanted of something that can be already on your phones. People don't like the idea of being tracked, everything that you do. People don't like the idea of that, man. So now you can just imagine a device being implanted in you. Everywhere you go, somebody knows where you are, what you're doing, what you're buying. So there's going to be a lot of resistance when that chip comes. So already, man, there's something that they have to do on a massive scale to force the people to take the chip, man. After you see all this.
And I was going into that the other day. Not the other day, but you know, a couple hours ago. I was going into the trip.
Because if you go in the comment board, you're always gonna see it. As soon as the video comes up, you read the comments. Don't take wake up people, don't take the back of the beast, or Satan is here, the Antichrist, this and that. A lot of resistance. So it's gonna be hard to bring the chip just like this. Take the chip. People will be like, fuck off, man.
Even subtly, because Esau thought he could be doing smart. Like gradually, you know, it's Oyster card, you know, use your bank card to pay, to go on public transportation, you know what I'm saying, passports. He thought he'd be doing it smart. But it's still not, people know, you can't, that somebody said it, you can fool the people sometimes, but not all the time.
But you got people in Sweden that are willfully taking that trip though, man, in Australia. So you're gonna have some people that won't take the trip. Just so they can be destroyed.
Because they're showing us again the few, because about out of the whole company, like it's not even a half of the people took that the chip in Sweden. The rest of them refused. But there's still a lot of resistance to that chip, to taking on that chip.
You know, what do you think Esau's going to do with the rest of the people that reject him?
He's going to put them to death.
He's going to try and put them to death. Summary execution, concentration camps.
But even that's going to put the fear in the people to get the chip right there. Because see, people right now, they're getting the chip because it's a choice. You know, and most people don't really like the idea of putting some under their skin. But when the fire comes to shove and death is at hand, they're going to flock to take the chip. They're going to have to take the chip to save their lives.
That's what the rabbi said, man. Everybody seems to be a terrorist now. Guys pushing the terrorists there, all the groups that you mentioned. So now eventually those that are supposedly just innocent bystanders, they're gonna have to find a way. They're gonna have to separate themselves from the rest of the crowd. That's why the chip. Listen, are you one of them? No, take the chip.
Let's read.
Alright, so back to Revelation 1 and 9, and it says, I, John, who also am your brother and companion in tribulation and in the kingdom and patience of Yahushai, was in the isle that is called Patmos for the word of the Most High and for the testimony of Yahushai.
So that's what we're basically going into. That the Christians or the followers of Yahushai, we got deemed as place terrorists, man. You know what I'm saying? But John, he got sentenced to the salt mines of Patmos.
No, we don't see.
Why would you?
That's just demons.
That's a
I could tell.
city.
I saw those eyes, bro. Did you see those eyes?
Yeah, kind of.
Them women are demons, man. Straight up demons.
I saw those eyes.
God damn, man. See, that's just the thing. You gotta see things from a totally different perspective, because see, if you're a carnal, you gonna think, wow, they fire. Oh shit, you know what I'm saying? You gonna do that. But when you truly walk in the spirit, man, you see everything from a different perspective, man. It's like, you know, it's like that film that film Roddy Rod Piper played in. I forgot the name of the film. Right? And he was wearing these glasses.
Yeah.
And he would take them off. And he didn't see anything, but when he put the glasses on, he saw the truth on how the world was operating.
Yeah.
So you gotta put your glasses on, man.
Scripture say you know a woman by whoredom by her eyelids.
No, they just like demons. They were just demons. They don't like horse. But those eyes, man. Something about the eyes, man. God damn. Shit.
The eyes are the window to the soul.
And they don't even probably realize it.
Yeah.
That they're demons.
They're filled up with demons.
He says, verse 10, and he says, I was in the spirit on the Lord's day, and heard behind me a great voice as of a trumpet, saying, I am Alpha and Omega, the first and the last. And what thou seest, write in a book, and send it unto the 7 churches which are in Asia, unto Ephesus and Smyrna, and unto Pergamos, and unto Thyatira, and unto Sardis, and unto Philadelphia, and unto Laodicea.
So that's big. So that's showing you that he was based on the island, and he was in the spirit. And the Mosai started speaking with him. Yahushua started speaking with him. Because at that time, Yahushua was already in the spirit realm with the Father. And that's when Yahushua started speaking unto John. What's going on? What's going on, yo? Yeah, bro. So yeah, that's going into what the brother is reading. And what do you have? Because you was going into what he told you yesterday. Okay. Alright, let's go back to
It says 30 minutes on the SD card on this one, yeah?
Okay.
What if we need more, we put more anyway.
Yeah, because you got all of it.
Yeah.
Back to Ezekiel.
Man, if you want to know what we're talking about, just come around, man. We ain't gonna break your head off.
I know, man.
Yeah, man. We all right, man.
Somebody got it right?
Yeah, we all good, man. We all right, man. Just reading the scriptures as always. Yeah, we don't.
Back to Ezekiel 35 and 5, and he says, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end.
Right.
Therefore, as I live, saith Yahweh power, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee.
Right, so it's just speaking about the so-called white man. Alright? He was an Edomite. Okay, by nationality. Alright? There's nothing white about him. Alright? Because white, that represents righteousness. Okay, according to the book of Revelations. He's red. Okay? Or Edom are the one which means red. And the scripture says that he's had a perpetual hatred and shed the blood of the children of Israel. The so-called blacks, so-called Negroes, Hispanics and Latinos, so-called natives, man. A perpetual hatred.
Yeah, because I mean, when you really check out the so-called white man, especially if you lived in America, you find out that the so-called white man, he doesn't just hate our people naturally, but he also has a natural hatred for the so-called North American Indian which is the tribe of Gad, and pretty much the so-called Mexicans too. You know what I'm saying? They either making fun of so-called black people in America, or they're making fun of so-called Mexicans. And that's showing you right there, naturally, that's our enemy. The so-called white man is our enemy, pretty much, you know? Which goes back to Genesis chapter 25.
And it's the hypocrisy of Esau. Now he's trying to make it look like we're the hate group. You know, that everyone else is a hate group besides him.
Right. He's bombed a lot of people. He's killed millions of people.
Like he's trying to hide the scripture say that a man that's he seeketh love, a man that's offended seeketh love, a man that's covering a transgression, transgression seeketh love. Because what Esau's trying to do, because he knows he can't turn back the hands of time. He can't change what he's done. There's like a stigma to him. So what he's trying to do is reverse it now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Alright, man, take that, man.
Alright? He's trying to change it up now. Where?
Yeah, Isaiah 1, yeah. Verse 14, let's see. It's about, your skin is your sin is as just to hop on what the brother was saying, because he said that Esau's red, right? But why is Esau red? Because that's the mark of Cain, which indicates that he's the man of sin. Okay? So we're going to read this scripture right here. You got it, right? It's Isaiah 1 verse, try 12. What does 12 say? Because yeah, you got it.
Isaiah chapter 1 verse 12. When he come to appear before me, who hath required this at your hand, to tread my courts, bring no more vain oblations.
Yeah, that's
read a bit louder.
No, he's just making sure that to see if he's got the right cue sign. He's going.
Verse 12. When he come to appear before me, who hath required this at your hand, to tread my courts, bring no more vain oblations. Incense is an abomination unto me.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you can read out, brother.
The new moons and Sabbaths, the calling of assemblies, I cannot away with it. It is iniquity, even the solemn meeting. Your new moons and your appointed feasts, my soul hateth.
Yeah.
They are trouble unto me. I am weary to bear them.
Yeah.
And when ye spread forth your hands, I will not hide mine eyes from you. Yea, when ye make many prayers, I will not hear. Your hands are full of blood.
Right.
Wash you, make you clean, put away evil of your doings from before mine eyes. Cease to do evil, learn to do well, seek judgment, relieve the oppressed, judge the fatherless, plead the widow. Come now and let us reason together, saith the Lord. Though your sins be as scarlet, they shall be as white as snow.
Right, though your sins be as scarlet, showing you right there that the prophet Isaiah, he likened the color red or scarlet as the color of sin. So when we see these so-called white people, they range from a different variation of red. They're either pink or they're super red, indicating that mark of Cain, the mark of sin. Now we saying all of them because you got amongst so-called white people that are our people. So we're not saying everybody, but generally speaking we are, okay? Because you got brothers that look like Edomites that are in the truth, and they wholeheartedly believe in the truth. They believe in Yahweh Shema Shah. All right, so we just gotta balance it as well. We gotta just call it for what it is. But the point of the matter is they're the people originally of sin, and this is why they've done the things that they've done on the planet up to this present moment in time to indicate that fact. Go on.
Though they be as red like crimson, they shall be as wool. If ye be willing and obedient, ye shall eat of the good of the land.
Right, if you be obedient, then you shall eat good of the land. And that's why we resorted to a position of
Science rights and parks.
okay, and that's why we're down and out as a nation, because we disobeyed his laws.
Whose rights and parks?
So, Yeah, that's what I wanted to bring out.
That's right, man. Who is Esau to tell?
Don't pay attention to that guy, man. Just like
No. We're talking about him. Who is Esau to say about who's right and who's wrong? He's sitting in the seat of judgment, of righteousness. like he's trying to, stand up for what is right and condemn that which isn't right. Who are you to do that? Seeing that all the evil that you've done. The Bible speaks about you, says you're the man of sin. How can a man of sin judge in anything? Now we know who Esau is, man. A lot of people don't know who Esau is. That's why they hang around with them and climb into bed with them and have children with them. Like these are good people. These are not good people. Esau is a villain. He's a villainous crimson criminal. Okay, a fugitive. Going back to Cain. You so-called white people, you're fugitives. You're escaping justice, man. You know you've done a lot of crime. Like they look like decent people, but they're not, man. They're criminals, man. Okay? They're profiting off of crime. Think about what they did to the Northern Kingdom, our brothers. They laid such evil towards those people, towards our nation there, that it had to be an act of God, man. It had to have been.
Well,
It had to have been divine intervention.
The scripture says that the Lord will come up against the hypocritical people by using the nations.
The land became cold, man, when Esau came. The land became cold and dark, man, and gloomy. Okay, and desolate. Took life away, man. Brought diseases there.
Oh, brother, give me Revelation 16, brother. Revelation's no, not 16:6, but it speaks about the red horse.
Yeah. The red horse. Took away peace from the earth. Yeah. Go on.
This is Psalm 7 and 9, and it says, "Oh, let the wickedness of the wicked come to an end, but establish the just, for the righteous power drive the hearts and reins. My defense is the Most High, which